I'm strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Yeah, the girl is on fire. Welcome to the woman's world. Welcome to a good day, a wonderful, beautiful Friday. And we always just but thank God for everything that He has done for us. Hey, you are alive, you are still standing, you are still pushing through the challenges and you are making it every day. I think it's a good thing to just, at this moment, just acknowledge that God has been kind, God has been faithful, and what are we without Him after all? And that is why in a special way today, I welcome you to the Woman's World, a program where we talk about us women and we bring the men into the world, into our world to understand us better. You know, men always think that women are complicated. Women are too emotional. Women are not logical and objective when they think. But well, that is what men think. But when they come into our world, we hope to understand us better. And that is why I want to truly, sincerely appreciate every man out there. Because like I always say on this show, who are we women without the men in our lives? Who are we without our fathers? Who are we without our husbands, without our friends, our colleagues that are men, without our sons, our uncles, you know, our bosses, our business partners? Who are we without the men in our lives? We want to use the opportunity to appreciate every man out there. As a woman and as every woman there listening to me, I know at some point we appreciate the men in our lives. We appreciate every man out there who is doing his best, you know, to be the right man, you know, to every woman out there. And in a special way today, I want to appreciate husbands who, irrespective of the challenges of this world, are making effort to pay the bills, who, irrespective of the economic hardship, are trying to put food on the table, to provide a roof over the family's head. I want to appreciate every man out there who is saying, I'm not giving up on this struggle to make sure I am the responsible husband, the responsible father. Men who, or even now school is there to resume, but they're already thinking about paying the children's school fees. Men who the rent may not even be due, but already thinking about paying rent. Every man who is doing every rightful hustle to make sure food is on the table, whether na conductor, whether you be doctor, whether you be lawyer, whether you be bricklayer, whether you be mechanical, whether you be teacher or anything where you for be, where they try to make sure say food dey table for house. For every of that kind of man, we appreciate you, we recognize you, we acknowledge you. Madam may not be saying it, but I want to tell you that every good woman knows that her husband is trying. I want to say a very big thank you to every man out there who is trying his best to make sure he provides for the family. Yes. But you know, sis, this show is for me and you. Every woman out there, this show is for us. It's a show where we encourage one another. It's a show where we motivate one another. It's a show where we inspire one another, where we counsel one another. We tell ourselves the truth. You know, it's a show where we call in ourselves and like, okay, how do we sort out these issues that are peculiar to us as women? This is what the women's show is all about. And you know, this women's show is not about maybe an adult woman. No, it could be a daughter, a teenager, a baby girl, a grandmom. We all have, at every stage of our life, we all have one or two challenges that we deal with, right? And that is what we are talking about. That is what this show is all about. We are here to inspire ourselves. And that is why I wanted to say, use this opportunity to request that for all those, hopefully this month is 1 year since I started program on Radio Maria, and I'm really grateful to Radio Maria for giving me this platform to talk about the woman's world. And that is why sometimes this month on the 27th we'll be organizing a free 1-day free digital marketing class for 30 women that will be selected. And then we want these women to call in the phone lines, indicate your name, your location, and put digital marketing. It's going to be free and it's only strictly for 30 people. So the first people to drop in their names will be the ones who will select. And I just want to use the opportunity that we have one of the best hands that will be coming to take on these digital marketing classes so that we can see how we we can help each other. Well, I want to appreciate God for giving me the opportunity to organize this, and I know for everyone out there who wants to participate, if you're a woman, if you're a father, I know your daughter has a passion for social media, you know she's always on the phone, you can also drop her name. Maybe just need to because we'll definitely reach out to whoever has indicated to confirm your coming. So don't forget, if you're interested, I'll call up the phone lines much later. You can indicate, put your name, your location, your phone number, so we can reach out to you as we select the few 30 people. And I want to assure you that even the person coming in has promised that those people selected will be picked for scholarship to further their interest in digital marketing. So sis, I want to say I'm expecting you to indicate your interest. But like I said, sis, this show is for us. Let me even begin by asking you, sis, how are you doing? How is life treating you? Sis, how is everything going on? How is the family? How is your health? How is Oga? How are the children? How is your work? How is business? I hope you are moving on. I hope you are pushing hard. I hope you are trying your best, irrespective of all the challenges that may appear or may seem to face you right before you. Sis, I want you to know that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Things may not be going out the way you expect them to be, but I assure you, sis, everything will be all right. Like I always say on this show, it is possible that you may have made a mistake. It is possible that you think you've done something wrong. Don't stay there. That is why you're a human being. What you need to do is pick up and move on. Dust it off. Dust off the mistakes you've made. Dust off and learn the lessons behind that. It could be that somebody broke your heart. Don't stay there and feel sorry for yourself and feel pity for yourself. Sister, move on. Before the guy came, you were there. Don't say because the business isn't working, I'm giving up on it. Give it, try harder. What could it be? The marriage? Sister, just don't give up. Whatever mistake you have made, learn your lesson and move on. And that is what I want to tell you. And like I always say, I hope say now you they do life. No be life they do you. Make sure say now you they do life. Sis, let's keep moving. Let's not allow anything pull us down. You know, I always say it. Sisters, you have to learn to start loving yourself. We are so busy giving so much of ourselves to our husbands, our children, our friends. You know, as a woman, there is that nature of us to nurture, to show love, to care is naturally endowed in us. And sometimes we do it and we forget that we are human beings. Sister, you have to take care of yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. You have to take care of your health. See, you have to learn to let go of hurt. There are lots of women out there and you are deeply hurt. Some it looks like you have moved on, but the hurt is still there and it's eating you deep. Sis, it's time you let it go. I know it could be Oga, it could be your daddy, it could be anybody out there that may have caused that hurt. And it's true, you may be justified to be angry or to feel hurt, but let it go. It has happened, you can't change it. Let it go. It could be that some people you trust so much have betrayed you. Just let it go. Choose peace always over war. Just for your sanity, for your mental health, sis, just choose peace and let it go. Put yourself back together. Just put yourself back together. I know you may be feeling broken. You may be feeling like you are hurt. There are a lot of us out there right now who are feeling so devastated. We are hating the people around us that we should be loving. Sis, you can't do that with your life. You have to let it go, right? And begin to love yourself. How do you love yourself? Choose to be happy. Learn the lessons that you face in your mistakes and move on. The stupidity out of it is when you keep repeating the same mistake. But where you are a wise woman is you learn from your mistake and then you move on. And that is what I'm using to counsel us today, sis, out there. And even like, you know, this counsel is not just about women, even for every man out there. Like I always say, we can't be women without the men in our lives. If you are happy and the man in your life is not happy, your father is not happy, your siblings are not happy, you can't be happy, right? So we are in the business of being at every home where the mother is not happy. No matter what is going on, the family can't be happy because the mother is the home builder. So I want to use this opportunity to encourage every woman, like I said, let us stay happy. Choose to take care of yourself, love yourself, forgive those who have hurt you, and move on. We'll go on a short break, and when we'll come back today, we'll be discussing something very interesting, something very inspiring, something that will challenge us to be better women so that we can make the right impact. Don't touch it down. I'll be back with you in a moment. Yes, so welcome back. And that is Moses. Please say, miracle, they tire Jesus. Like whatever it is you're going through, God is still in the business of working out miracles, right? Yes. Well, I am your host, Vic Alu, the Vic of the Alu, aka Lady V on 91.3 FM Radio Maria. And hey, guess what? You can join me on my Facebook page. Yes, Facebook page. Lupe has helped me to create a Facebook page, and it is Vic Alu. So when you just go, right, producer, you just go like Vic Alu, you'll see me there. We go do and live. So Oga call Madam, tell her to join on Radio Maria 91.3 FM and let us talk about this thing we want to talk about today. And she can go on Facebook, Vic Alu. She'll see me there and we'll talk live. Well, let me start by saying this. Have you noticed there are some women that before they got involved in certain relationships, whether they are just in casual relationships or marital relationship or some very serious romantic relationship, they were very happy women. They were very excited, like we see them, they are very much alive. But they now found out that over time, while in that relationship, they begin to lose that happiness. They begin to lose that brightness, that shining sun that we usually see around them is no longer there. We find out that they are no longer motivated, no longer inspired about life. But they are with this, and it happens when they just got into this relationship. It could be immediately or it could be over time. We find out that some of these women are going through so much psychologically. You could see, you can sense it, that this person, even though she is smiling, behind her there is pain, there is hurt. Some are so broken. A lot of women out there are so broken that it's like it's affecting other areas of their life. They are so broken that they can't trust anybody. They can't even trust themselves anymore. There are a lot of women who are going on like that. There are women who are so broken that it is affecting even other areas of their life. It's affecting their marriages, affecting their career, affecting their finances, their businesses, and they are busy transferring aggression to people where nothing concerns them. Why is it so? A lot of women, before you got involved into that relationship with that guy, you were everybody's admiration. But now you are damp. You have gone back into your shell. What is going on? Could it be that you are in an abusive relationship? When I say this about the woman's world, I always say I'm talking about the woman's world, right? But we know that these things are also relatable. It could be that you are a man out there and all these things I listed you've noticed that they are happening to you. So could it be that you are in an abusive relationship? For a woman, you know that you're a good woman. You know that you are doing your best in your home as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, as a fiancée. You are doing your best. And God can search your heart and see that you are truly doing your best in that relationship. But you just realize that no matter how much you try, when you are hoping that this relationship would blossom and it will become the heaven on earth that you have always desired, you now find out that it is actually depressing you. You find out that you are becoming unhappier by the day. Like there is no excitement again in that relationship. What could be the cause? Could it be that you are in an abusive relationship? You realize that everything you do is about this particular man. You think about him, you sleep this man, you eat this man, when you are working at home, you work because of this man, whatever you do. But you still notice that You are not getting this appreciation or this love or this care. Sometimes ago, a woman called in on this show. I know that day we're talking about how easy or hard to respect and submit to a man that is uncaring, that is unfaithful, that is unsupportive. And when she called, she said something that really struck me. She said, but we shouldn't forget, we keep saying women respect your men, women love your men, women obey, women submit. But we forget that sometimes we women too are flesh and blood. And it is like, no matter what you try to do to make it work, the man doesn't seem to care. And she's like, we should also be fair to women. And truly, I kind of think about it. It is also possible that a woman out there listening has done everything in this world that a good woman should do, but is not doing anything. Could it be that she's in an abusive relationship? And that's why today we'll be speaking briefly about the signs that will show that this man you are with is actually abusing you. You know, when we talk about abuse, it's not physical. Of course, I can't imagine a woman staying with a man who beat her up. I mean, if a woman, the last day your daddy beat you, you don't forget. But there's a man now that you are under as a husband and or a fiancé, and is beating the hell out of you, physical abuse. I will not take that. I hope all the good guys listening to me are not in that category. Oh yes, I want to believe that. But I want to mention a few signs that shows that you are in a relationship that you are being abused. Now you can see, if you look at it, one of the signs you see about women that are in relationships that are abused, that have not been able to correct or manage that issue, is that you find out that those women are, they seem to have lost the dignity of the womanhood that they have. You know, every woman has a dignity as a woman. When you walk with that courage. When you speak with that courage, that motherly. But a woman that has been under abuse over time, she loses that dignity. And I hope that by the time we are speaking today, you begin to figure out if you're in an abusive relationship and how you can deal with it. One of the signs that shows that you are under a relationship where you are being abused is that the man thinks that he is favoring you by being in a relationship with you. There are men who give you the impression that because I'm dating you, because you are my wife, because I chose to marry you, I am doing you a favor. And then everything he does around that is that he keeps reminding you, hey, I am doing you a favor because I choose to be with you. Now, when you are in that kind of situation, where your fiancé, where your boyfriend, where your husband feels that he's doing you a favor for being with you, sis, he may be abusing you. The same way, men, the same way. When you are in a relationship with your wife and she thinks that she is doing you a favor, she gives you that impression that she's doing a favor for choosing to be your wife, you may be in an abusive relationship. Because in that situation, you find out that you are not able to, have a say. Because the moment you do anything, he just reminds you, see, you are because of me. So you have to figure out, are you in a relationship right now? Oga, you that is listening to me, that wife where you keep for house, what impression do you give to her? Do you make her feel like because she marry you, you do her favor? So because of that, she no get say. She doesn't have a say. She cannot do anything. She can't say anything. She doesn't have an opinion. So when she says anything, you pull it down. When she's trying to say something, you shut her down. Okay, you may be abusing your wife emotionally and you do not know. And whether you like it or not, it is affecting your home. It's affecting your marriage. She may still be putting up an act right now. It's just a matter of time. She will dampen. And when she dampen, you begin to blame her. But perhaps you started it. So see, I always say this. When you go into a relationship, it's your choice. And if a woman chooses to come into your life, it's her choice. But the two of you are not children. You are matured, right? So you should be able to respect yourself on that ground. Nobody is doing nobody favor. Like, nobody is indispensable. We have seen people that love kill them for a relationship. When the guy left, the man thought the girl would die. She didn't die. She moved on with her life. Abi, if I married a better person, the same way with the guy. The girl thought that without you, you can't survive. You moved on. In fact, you are married to another woman and you are fine, right? So nobody is indispensable. I beg, nobody is indispensable. Don't think you are doing any woman a favor by marrying her. You chose to marry her, so you should give her that respect. Another sign that will show you that you are in a relationship that you are being abused is that the man tries to isolate you from your people. He tries to isolate you from your friends. He tries to isolate you from your family. When you say, I want to go see my father, I want to go see my mother, I want to go see my siblings, he said no. He will say no. Or even if he will say yes, you can read it clearly that, I don't like that. Like, he doesn't want you to go out. He doesn't want you to go to your friends. He doesn't want to go to your family. In fact, it is worst when he doesn't want you to speak up to your family. And so you are in pain. You don't have anybody to talk to. He isolates you. If you're in a relationship right now and you find out that your man is not allowing you to reach out to your family, to your loved ones, maybe you are in an abusive relationship. And it's going to tell on you over time. Why am I saying this? The reason I'm listing these things out is that perhaps you are experiencing these things. You can find a way of sorting it out. Right? Maturely, you can find a way of sorting it out. So that's one of the signs that shows that you are in a relationship where, if, for instance, if you're a man and your wife doesn't want your people to come near you, maybe she's trying to abuse you emotionally. It shouldn't be. I mean, if you marry a man, you marry a woman, you marry the family to an extent. I'm not saying, of course, family will live with you and all that. They should have that space should be there. But at least before you married her, she had a family. Before you married him, he had a family. So when a man strictly will not tries to isolate you from your loved ones, from your loved ones, let me just say loved ones, he may be trying to abuse you. Yes, you may be in an abusive relationship. Another sign that will show that you're in an abusive relationship is that the man has no respect for your feelings. He has no respect for your feelings. You may be somewhere there crying because of something he did. He doesn't care. It's like, in fact, that is when he will change the channel and watch his match. He doesn't even know that you are there broken and crying. When you are in a relationship with a man and he doesn't respect your feelings, like he can practically see you hurting, he can practically see you in pain, and he doesn't give a shit. And he doesn't care. No, it means you may be in an abusive relationship. I mean, if you love a woman and she is hurting, you also will feel that she's hurting, right? You see a man who has deeply hurt his wife. She found that you were cheating on her. And instead of you to accept that you've cheated on her and kind of apologize, okay, I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing, you don't care. Like, she's crying that the man I love has broken my heart. She is in pain. And you don't care. Oga, if a man out there listening to me, I know you have done that to a woman that really loves you. You have really killed that woman. She may still be alive, but I tell you, something is going on. You have broken her. And you have ended up abusing her emotionally. If you're a man, if you're a woman out there, you're a man out there, you should be concerned about the feelings of the people that you love. You should be concerned about the people that love you. Yes. So if you're in a relationship with a guy and this guy doesn't care about your feelings, right? Your true, sincere heart feelings, you may be in a relationship that you are being abused. Maybe to say more on that is that, there are some people that they will hurt you, but they will blame you for making them hurt you. I don't know if I'm making sense. They will hurt you. They will break your, okay, like the example I gave of a man cheating, a husband cheating on his wife. So you cheat on your wife, and she finds out, and she is broken, and she's hurting. And instead of you to take responsibility and apologize and find a way around, you begin to blame her for you cheating. If you are that kind of person, okay, you are an abuser. If your wife if you come home and then your wife has served you food, and what you gave her is just meager, and then you are speaking words to her that is hurting her, and you are blaming her that she doesn't know how to cook, okay, you may be abusing your wife. Because you see, after a while, what this thing does is that it brings the woman to that point where she begins to doubt herself as a woman. Like I said, she loses her dignity as a woman. And it is not nice. We always say on this show, we love and appreciate and respect all the men in our lives. But if the woman in your life is not complete, if the woman in your life is broken, if the woman in your life is unhappy, believe you me, things around you, certain things will just not go well. And that is why it is important to make the woman in your life complete. We salute every man out there who is doing his best. You are human beings, we know. But there are times that some people just don't even bother that the women in their lives are hurting. So men, if you hurt a woman, if you hurt your wife, take responsibility. Don't blame her. Or even before there are men up to today, the things you've done to your wife that you need to apologize. Up to today, some men have refused to apologize. And because the woman is a robot, because she is not made of flesh and blood, she should just move on. Sometimes just saying, I'm sorry, I take responsibility for this, can go a long way to heal her. But no, some men are not like that. Instead, they will blame the woman for making them hurt her. I hope every man out there is not that kind of man. One of the signs that shows that you may be in a relationship is that the man can use degrading words on you. He may be saying it jokingly, but he means it. He can say words like foolish woman. I don't know if I am permitted to use those words on radio, but he uses degrading words. Words that makes you feel like you are less than a slave. He may be saying it jokingly, but he means it. Ugly woman. Degrading words. I don't want to use those words on radio, but if you are listening, you know what I mean. And then he may be saying it jokingly, or he may even be serious. So men will be serious. And then because you are the wife and it's expected that you should be submissive, you can't say a word. Okay, you are abusing your wife. In fact, sometimes myself, you get the words, some degrading words you use, it's better to push the man out of the house than to say it to her ears. Because words are powerful. Words can stay in the woman's heart for a long time. And it may take time. There's this popular saying that when the word is spoken, it is hard to take it back. What are the words? When you are in a relationship where the man says degrading things to you, publicly or privately, jokingly or seriously, and he doesn't care, you may be abused. Because after a while, what you keep hearing about yourself, you begin to become it if you don't take action. You begin to believe it, and you will not even if you don't take action. Well, we've been talking about what are the signs of being in an abusive relationship. We've listed a few of those things. But we'll go on a short break. And when we come back, we will continue. But I want you to know, if you are in an abusive relationship, from all these points that are listed, do you think you're in an abusive relationship? If you are, what do you think you can do about it? When we come back from this short break, we will talk more about this. And don't touch the dial. Yes, so what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know that we've been talking a lot about signs of being in an abusive relationship. As a woman, what are the things you look out for? If you are not married yet, you may be lucky, you can still make some changes. But if you are married, we'll still be talking about some of what are the things you can do, to manage being in an abusive relationship. I may have sounded very harsh in expressing my emotions, but I just want you to know is a way of trying to drive out, to explain, that place where a woman feels when she is abused in a relationship. There are lots of women out there. You will not believe when you hear the stories of women that have been abused. So heartbroken. A lot of women can't even pick a pin of their lives again because they have lost it. You understand? So I want to appeal to every man out there, appeal to everyone out there. Be careful of what you do to the people around you. A lot of people are so hurt because of what their loved ones do to them. And you won't want to be that man that will be the reason why the woman that loves you so much is hurting or is broken. Instead, you want to be the man that inspires the woman who loves you. You want to be the man that motivates the woman who loves you. Right? So we've been talking about signs that you may be in an abusive relationship. We talked about a few of those things before we went to break. We said he will try to isolate you. He tries to give you the impression that he has done you a favor for being in a relationship with you. He has no respect for your feelings. He blames you, for hurting you. Like he doesn't take responsibilities for his action when he hurts you. These are some of the things that we're talking about. He used degrading words on you, when he jokingly or seriously, these are some of the things that we see in an abusive relationship. We'll open the phone lines later, and very soon I want to hear from you. What would you think if a man and you have a daughter that is in an abusive relationship, or you have a sister that's in an abusive relationship, and you want that relationship to work? What do you think you would tell her to be able to manage it so that she doesn't lose her dignity as a woman? And the phone lines for you to call is 081 084 47518. I'll take it again, 081 084 47518. Call and let us hear from you. What do you think? How do you think we can manage when you're in a relationship where the man tries to isolate the woman, when he tries to degrade her, gives her the impression he's doing her a favor for being in a relationship with her, who uses degrading words on her? Call and let us hear. All right. One of the things that a man does, one of the signs that you're in an abusive relationship is that the man never appreciates whatever you do. We live in a world right now where a lot of women are hard workers. They are as hardworking as the men. We appreciate all those kind of women, and we appreciate the men who give the women the opportunity to express themselves in that capacity. But it hurts when you, as a woman, you also pay the bill 50% as the man does. In fact, you've cooked food that the allowance he gives to you doesn't provide. You play your part in doing everything that he is supposed to do, 50-50 or even more, but he does not appreciate it. In fact, just being a full-time housewife taking care of children is a lot of work. But then you are now not just a full-time housewife, you are doing other things, and this man does not appreciate you. He doesn't even think that you are doing anything to appreciate you. You may be in an abusive relationship. We have our first caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from my church.
Okay, your name, sir? Your name, sir?
Please, I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, please, go ahead.
When you are with a woman,
yes, sir.
You appreciate what she said, but when she did not do something right and you try to correct her, and she did not take the correction, does it mean that you've not ready to take correction? Or does that mean that you are abusing the woman when you try to correct her after accepting that issue? But she's not ready to take correction. Because you mentioned about maybe a woman's thing for you, and instead of you appreciating her, you are condemning the food or insulting the woman. which I know is part of abuse. Whenever you say a word that's not appreciated, or the way you treated the woman, was always a background, another background, different like that. But when the person wanted to take connection, what does that mean? The relationship. Means I would like to understand. But sometimes we still get abused from the women the way they treat us, which already correct. I just wanted to talk towards that side of correcting somebody for what she did wrongly. And instead of accepting the mistake to seek correction, we try to defend ourselves.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous. I appreciate that call. Let me just say this because I know other people will call in to also speak on that. But let me quickly say this. When we are speaking to women, we are speaking to women who have played their parts as good women. If you listen initially, I said she has done her part as a woman. Of course, she's human. She's not perfect. She may have made mistakes. But we're talking about a situation where this woman has done her best as a woman. And she has done whatever it is she needs to do. So, for instance, the example you also raised, which I also picked earlier, was that, for instance, she cooked and you think the food is not good enough. And then there's a way, bros, there's a way you can talk to your wife. You know, when she does some things, there's a way you can speak to a woman. She's not a baby. She's the daughter of another man. There's a way, the attitude you try to correct your wife. She will be the one coming to correct you. But when you try to correct a woman with an attitude that you know it all, like a woman who has no opinion, like you treat her as if she's not matured, like you speak to her as if she doesn't know what she's doing. So the attitude, the approach is important. If for instance, now I don't know you, sir, let's say we are colleagues at work and we are all both colleagues. There's a way you speak to me and I'll be willing to, as a human being, accept to listen to you. But there's a way you can speak to me and I want to respond in another way. I hope you get the point I'm trying to make. So we appreciate men. We're like, okay, when your wife does something wrong, the approach, definitely at some point you need to be corrected. She needs to be corrected. You also need to be corrected. So when you need to correct her, sir, the approach which you use to correct her is important. Not all people will be willing to accept that harsh approach. You have to understand your wife for who she is. I hope I'll be able to answer that question. But if you have something to say online, you can still call in and tell us how do you think you can manage that situation. We have another caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, darling. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joy Samuel.
Okay.
I'm calling from Ghana.
Okay, let's hear you, Joy.
Okay, in this case, I don't think I'm actually adding up something.
Okay.
I just want to lay a complaint. I don't know if it's abusive or something. Actually, I'm in a relationship. And then he just fought and back. Although I do my best. Actually, I do my best. But then he's always wrong, and he keeps saying he's sorry. He's always like very sorry for being wrong, and then he repeats it again. And then most times, I just feel like talking to you. I just want to talk to you, and I call. You don't get to pick my calls. I message you, don't reply immediately. Then you come to reply when you want to, and after replying, you say you're sorry. Okay, those times have passed already. Like I'm actually off the feeling I was having at that particular time. So I don't know what this really should be termed. I don't understand. I don't even know.
You know, Joy, thank you so much, Joy. You know, I mentioned something. One of the signs that shows that you're in an abusive relationship is that the person does not respect your feelings. You invest your emotions, you invest your time in trying to prove to this person how important you feel he is to you. So the fact that he doesn't value that, and then he keeps repeating it, that's the issue. He keeps repeating it. So now when you get married, it means you're going to live with hurt, except he changes. So it's a sign for you to decide on what to do with that guy. But if you keep hurting me, and or you feel like the moment you come and say I'm sorry because you think I'm a robot or I'm made of stones and sand and not flesh and blood, I think you should think about it. Maybe you need to talk to him about it and hear what he has to say. But you already said it. You said your feelings are going off. Could it be that is a sign, is a warning sign for you? So I think, I hope, Joy, I'm able to say something about that. So another thing that you know that makes you think that you may be in a relationship that you are being abused is that the man could be manipulative. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, once again.
Yes, good evening, sir.
I called earlier.
Okay. Yes.
Let me just make it clear as I said.
Okay.
Like a woman, maybe a lot of something. You will eat food, both times. And with a low voice, just there's a lot of salt this food after eating.
Yeah.
What I expected from the woman is
I'm sorry. Yeah. That is how it should be.
When you're not saying that, because I did not say I didn't even know that the salt is small, I will feel somehow.
Exactly.
But there is no sorry, because these are the issues that I try to face on my own.
No.
When a sorry meant a lot.
Exactly.
When someone talks to you in a soft way,
yes,
and your response, the sorry is not there. That means you are trying to defend yourself.
Exactly.
I will feel bad.
Exactly.
Yes, I went out to work and I expected my woman to do the right thing.
At home.
To be giving me food in the way that it should be okay. No matter how, I do appreciate women. No doubt. Even my child. I've been married over 10 years now. I know what I'm saying. But in a situation whereby you give an excuse when you're not supposed to give an excuse, I don't think it's the right.
Yeah, thank you.
Just as you explain everything to me now. Yeah. I feel like in a way of accusing, that's the way I feel it. Because I don't know if that should be the case.
No, Mr. Anonymous, when you called the first time, I made it clear to you that this situation is a situation where the woman is expected to have done everything she needs to do rightly. Now, if, for instance, like you said, she put too much salt and you did not speak loudly to her, and you told her, Madam, after eating, and you said, Madam, this food is too salty. The truth, what a very respectable, reasonable wife should do is, I am sorry, my love. I am sorry. It's possible that while she was trying to serve the salt, she overserved. It's a mistake. So she should be able to take responsibility for that and say, I'm sorry. In that situation, it is. Don't miss it, Mr. Anonymous. I'm talking about a situation where a woman has done her best. Do you get the point I'm making? And when we say do her best, it's relative because nobody is perfect. Right? If sincerely in your heart, Mr. Anonymous, you judge it that you spoke to her, you approached her in the most civil way, and she responded wrongly, what she did was wrong. What she did was wrong. But I will assume if I'm in that position and I served my husband and he even ate and he told me, babe, what happened today? Food, salt plenty for this food. Though. I should say, Daddy, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I've had that experience in my home where I'll cook and put too much pepper. I love pepper. My husband can manage it to an extent. But this very day, I went overboard. And you were like, oh, baby, it's too hot. I apologized. Because the joy of every woman is that when you give your husband food to eat, he eats it with joy and satisfaction. Right? I hope your wife is listening so that she gets to understand that. There is no way that at every point in the relationship, there won't be a point where it is the wife that is apologizing or the man that is apologizing. In a relationship where there is abuse, it is that the man doesn't even give the woman an opinion. He doesn't give her the chance to have an opinion. And when she's trying to speak, he shuts her down. But from the way you have spoken, it doesn't look like that is your case. So I need you to understand, sir. Your wife, if that's what she did and she refused to accept it, at that point, what she did wasn't really right. But for you as a man, I want to believe that you wouldn't use that as, I'm sure she has not been like that. Could it be other circumstances around that time made her feel that way? Right? So I hope we are clear on that. The lines for you to call is 081-084-47518. and we are talking about signs that you're in an abusive relationship. Just before Mr. Anonymous called back, we're saying one of the signs is that the man is manipulative. He manipulates you every way, every time, in everything you do. The man is a manipulator. If you're in a relationship where you find that the guy manipulates you in everything that you do, it's a sign that you're in an abusive relationship. When the man is very selfish, we have men that they are more concerned only about themselves than about their family, about the woman in their life. They are very selfish. We have another caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening there. How are you doing? What's your name?
And thank God. Sorry, I don't want my name to be mentioned.
Oh, okay. Please, go ahead.
Okay, what you're saying is just like my problem is what I'm discussing. I'm married my husband for getting 16 years. But if I discuss issues like going to my place, it become a problem to my husband. He will tell me that going to my place is like travel abroad. But when we bring issues in home, peace, there will be a peace. So sometimes I feel like I'm nobody. I'll feel that only me, I'll be crying inside my heart. And my father, he doesn't care for any of my relation, even to visit my parents or come like December, not like he said, my father, how are you doing? Happy Christmas, nothing like that. A year to a year. And if I feel, sometimes I'll feel like the whole world has come together. There's nothing, when I discuss issue of my life to him, it becomes a heavy problem. So I don't know if it's the way God wants it. But yeah, just sit to leave me in my house. I'll listen to program, I shed tears, I say, okay. I feel happy for encouragement and everything.
All right, my dear sister, I feel so bad for how you're feeling, but clearly I don't know, but I don't know why I hope a man can call in and console this woman and tell this woman what she needs to do. If a man out there are listening and you heard what she said, that her husband wouldn't allow her, if he can't even call her family to say how you doing, if it is own time he can go, but for her he has completely isolated her from her family. That is not a good thing. But sis, let me quickly use this opportunity to say this. One of the ways to take care of this is prayer. The heart of the king is in the hands of God. You really need to pray about this issue. You need to pray to God to touch the heart of this man. And sometimes I always want to look at it this way. Make sure on your own part, there is nothing you may have done that gives him the impression that you don't like his people. Because sometimes when he feels like you don't like his people, he now uses that power to stop you from your family. But if you know that is not the case, then it's unfortunate that you are in that situation. But let me tell you, I'm happy that you have found a way of healing. You try to keep yourself busy doing other things, but you can also need to pray. And I want to ask, have you really talked to your husband about this matter? We have another caller. I may need to call that lady back. We may need to speak to her after the show. So let me quickly say this. I was saying that one of the signs is that the man is very selfish. He only takes care. He only wants to wash his clothes. He won't take his clothes to the laundry to wash. He doesn't care about the children or yourself. Whatever that is going to satisfy him is what he does first. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the children. He gives himself 100% attention and give you 1% attention. Or let me say 99% attention to himself and you 1%. He doesn't care how you look, appear, but he takes care of himself. He can go out, eat out, drink, enjoy, have fun, and then you are eating trash at home. If you're in that kind of relationship, you may be in an abusive relationship. How do you heal? Like this lady that called, sis, keep yourself busy. No, kill yourself before your time. No, kill yourself. Find something to do to distract yourself from it. You may not be able to go to your family as usual, but you can reach out to them on phone and let them pray. And sometimes they can also come. They understand your father will not be happy that you disobey your husband, right? Appeal to your parents to come greet you. briefly and go back. Let us see whether I'm sure he will not send your parents out of the house. And then maybe you need to talk to him. Another way is that you have to stay away. You have to seek help. How do I say seek help? I'm sure there are spiritual authorities that he respects. There are people that he sees that he respects. You may need to reach out to those people passionately, to find a way of getting out of this situation. I can't imagine not seeing my parents in a week or in a month. Why? There's a connection, there's a healing when you are with family, that maybe like your parents, your siblings, and things like that. Another way is I spoke with Bella, the host of Active Citizens, and she told me a very interesting point. One of the ways to heal is to seek therapy. A lot of women right now, as I speak to you, are broken. You have given up, no motivation, no hope, no life. You are feeling dejected, rejected, abandoned. You may need to seek help. You may need to seek a therapist. You may need to seek a psychologist. You may need to go even see maybe a mental somebody, because a lot of men are not well mentally. They have been so abused that they've lost themselves. And I want you to come out stronger. Like we say on this show, whatever you are going through, sis, is to make you stronger, is to bring you out. Maybe it is for it to become to make you grow your prayer life. Maybe this challenge is for you to grow a prayer life. God says in Isaiah 52, he says he's your truest husband. Yes, God is your truest husband. So reach out and then increase your prayer life. My producer is telling me my time is running out. May God help us. Well, we've said so much about signs that you may be in an abusive relationship. If you're a man, please, as I speak to you, there's a saying that says to yourself, be true. Ask yourself, am I abusing my wife? Am I abusing the woman that have surrendered her life to be my own? Yes, she may have made mistakes. Can I overlook it and let her know her worth and her value as a woman? If you're a man out there, please be sincere. If a woman out there, you know you are also in the other way around, you're the one abusing your husband, say stop it. Some men have no courage outside because of how they are being treated in their homes. I hope that hopefully by the end of this weekend, if you're in that situation, you may have reconciled with your woman, you may have reconciled with your husband, and move on. I'll also say again, if you're interested in the digital marketing training for 27th of this month, please drop your name and your phone number on 08108447518. It is free. It is my way of celebrating and appreciating all our listeners who join us on the Woman's World program. I need to go right now. Please keep enjoying your life. Stay motivated irrespective of what happens. Stay happy, stay strong, and keep winning. With God, all things are possible. From me, Vic Alu, and my producer, Linda, I want to say see you same time next week. Bye.